Greetings, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms in the world. And you don't have to call yourself a mom or a mother because you gave birth. As women, we are all mothers. As we celebrate Mother Earth, we celebrate the feminine energy within us all. Please be reminded or understand that the feminine energy does need the masculine energy in order for it to become one. For full potential, our full power to be activated in us as human beings, we have to merge the two, both the feminine and the masculine energy. Now, I have some notes here and I don't want to forget any of these things, so I am going to glance down from time to time to look at some of the notes I've made so I don't forget. Now, as we celebrate Mother's Day, we want to go out there and, give our mothers a special time. I had a very special day with my family, my kids pampering me and taking care of me. And as they do for me, it is very important for me to do the same thing, to start with nature, because we are one with nature, and to recognize the beauty of Mother Nature, to hug the trees, to talk to the leaves, to talk to the flowers, to really love the animals around us. And by extension, we love ourselves and we love each other. Now, as women and mothers, I want you to understand that we're directly linked to nature. And I think because we don't understand that, because we're not taught that, we are not activating the power within us as women. So, as women, we must harness direct feminine energy. We can and we must. And once we have activated that, once we have tapped into feminine energy, we awaken the goddess in all of us. So, as women, we're goddesses. But before you can actually actualize this or realize this, you have to go through some stages, and it starts with knowledge of self as women. A lot of us as women, we don't really know ourselves. We are going through all these different things in life, and we suffer sometimes unnecessarily because we don't know how to tap into that feminine energy. So all human beings, both male and female, possess feminine and masculine energy. We're told that God is a man, but in every human being, we possess both masculine and feminine energy. So, what I want to do here is to go through the different steps and help you to recognize the characteristics of the divine feminine in us. And one example of that is healing. As women, and the feminine energy within us, it represents healing, harmony, strength, beauty, which helps us to tap into the law of nature. So before we can tap into this feminine energy, you must first connect with nature. As I said earlier, Mother Nature. Mother Nature. You see, all the things that are happening in the world with this, climate change and all these things is because we have disrespected Mother Nature. And we have disrespected the feminine energy within us all as human beings. The divine feminine within us as women is so powerful that if we understood it and knew how to nurture it and to abide by it and to sort of dwell with it, we'd be able to do some awesome things. But we have neglected, some of us who know about the divine feminine, and those who don't know, can't be blamed or judged. But we still can't excuse the fact that we need to learn and we need to know and we need to teach those who don't know. And so, that nature of the woman, that feminine, divine feminine, is about teaching and caring. So when we look at the plants and nature and fauna, it shows us that direct link to Mother Nature and thereby divine nature within us, the divine feminine within all of us. So this feminine energy is about life. It's about abundance. It's about fertility. It's about seeds, and the methods of bringing life to earth as mothers. Those of us who give birth know the process, what that entails. And before the woman becomes pregnant, it starts out with a seed planted. And the seed is water, it's life, and it merges with us as women to begin our form life. the power of the woman and the man together is something that people in our time, whether they be feminists or whether they be men who are egotists who don't celebrate women, try to make it seem as if we are weak. We are certainly not weak. As women, we say, oh, we're, weaker vessels. That is not true. That is a story that was given to us by, male dominated societies, patriarchy, if you will. And so when we understand the power of ourselves as women and know that we have to tap into that feminine within us in order to really produce the change that we want to see in ourselves as individuals and changes in the world. So we have to be aware of nature in its essential awakening. And by that I mean we must awaken the feminine divine within us. As women, we cannot run away from our reality. The reality that we see where women are subjugated, women are treated unfairly, and women, are hated by many as we hate ourselves. As women, we're born, as I said, we're born in this male-dominated society, yet we're holding our own. We're holding our own. So the whole idea that women are weak or we are powerless, that is just a mindset that we need to change. The feminine energy within us help us to form this interdependent relationship with the universe and thereby connecting us to the masculine energy within us. So, the part of us that says, I don't need a man, or, the man is nothing and I'm all good by myself, that is not good. Because there has to be a relationship with the masculine in order for the feminine, which is very powerful, to really submerge and to come out here and do what it does, to heal, to love, to teach. So what we have to do, we have to learn how to work with the divine energy. And in order for us to do that, and in order for us to gain the things we want in life, we have to understand this divine nature, this feminine energy. So in order for us to manage our home life, our work life, our relationship, and all of that, we have to now learn how to activate this feminine energy within us, how to merge that with the masculine energy, how to recognize the characteristics of the feminine energy in order to evoke it and thereby work with it. When we don't learn how to activate the feminine energy within us, we end up breaking under the load of oppression, whether it be the way we oppress ourselves or oppress each other as human beings, or how we're repressed by, masculine energy within the space. And again, keep in mind the masculine energy is not just from outside, not just from male, because as I said, all of us as human beings, we have both feminine and masculine energy within us. And some, depending on your personality or your nature, or your lack of power thereof, you're either suppressing one or the other. And the goal is to activate them both so that they can work in unison. The woman cannot conceive or become pregnant or give birth to a child without the seed planted. And so we need both. The feminine energy receive and magnetize. So as women, we're receivers. And when we receive it, we pull that thing to us and we hold it. So we are moving between life or through life, magnetizing things, bringing things to us based on our desire. That is the feminine within us. The desire to bring what we want to us is that feminine, that divine feminine within us that is able to both attract and disperse. The feminine energy connects us women to the cycle of life. For example, our period, it's directly linked to the rhythm of life. The process of this egg breaking month after month and coming out and doing a certain cycle, it's ready for birth, ready to be fertilized. That's a feminine energy within us that is creative. You have to learn to manifest using feminine energy without running yourself into the ground. So as you recognize the feminine energy within you and you allow that to be evoked through meditation, through mindfulness and awareness of our being as human beings, as women, as powerful beings that we are, we have to work though. because again, the nature of the feminine divine is to really heal and to protect, but it also forces us to sometimes even deal with our emotion, force us to sit down and understand that these things are happening. I'm allowing these things to happen to you because this is the time when you're going to we're forcing you, it's forcing you to deal with this thing, to activate the feminine within you. So as you learn to manifest using feminine energy, you're not going to run yourself into the ground. You're not going to fall into depression. You're not going to fall into this place where you're accepting that you're weak, because we're not weak. Women are not weak. We're certainly not weak. When just the process of going through pregnancy and carrying that baby for 9 months or however long you carry that child before you give birth, that is strength, that's power. To just automatically to be connected to the seed that's planted within your womb and to be protective of it. That is the essence of the feminine energy that we carry within us. So before you can form this interdependent relationship with the feminine and the masculine energy, you must recognize the characteristics of the divine feminine. And many of us don't recognize it. There are things happening in our body that we don't identify with, we don't understand it, because what we're taught, so much of what we think we know as women are taught to us in societies where men did not value or respect women. So one of the things I want you to understand, and I'm going to list some characteristics here, and I'm trying to do this fast so that I don't run out of time. I don't want to make this too long. So first of all, the divine feminine is pure intuitive. So as women, we have this intuitive nature. And again, understand this. The divine feminine is both in male and female. However, in the woman, for a female, this is exasperated. This is powerful. This makes us who we are as women, so it's pure intuitive. It's multifocal and diffused. So it's multifocal and it's diffused. So we have the ability to take on multiple tasks and responsibilities, and oftentimes able to release the things that do not serve us well. So as women, those who are connected and this pure balance between the both, the yin and the yang, requires that we know what to attract to us, what to hold to us, and at times as women we have to release. So when we go through problems or burdens in life as women, we learn over time what to hold on to and what to let go, and that's the feminine energy within us that allows us to do that. So there's this pure potential that is natural, and it holds us together as women even before it's recognized by others. So this pure potential, even the little girl when she's growing up, you watch a little female baby girl or young girl growing up, you see this pure potential in these young girls. They're doing things or attracted to things or being nurturing or caring, or even if you give them a doll to play with, the way they were protective of their animal, or their little stuffed toy at the front. That is the feminine within, and it's evident in male as well, or it should be. So feminine has no form. It's all around us. So we like to see that divine as a male or female. We see the divine as having this form or having this color, but with the feminine, the feminine within us, the divine feminine has no form, and it's around us, it's within us. The feminine energy brings divinity into our body and anchors heaven onto earth in our divine essence, with our ability to bring forth life and to nurture life and to sustain life. And we're talking about nature as well. When you look at the plants and how they bear seed and how they blossom and how they drop those seeds and new life begins, it's just awesome. We're talking about the feminine. We're talking about the feminine energy, the divine presence, the feminine divine within us in this video. And so the feminine divine seeks and sees beauty in all things. The feminine energy forces us to sit with our emotion or our pain, as I said earlier, will create a circumstance or situation where you're forced to confront feelings that you would suppress or bury within you. As much as it's there to protect you, what it will do is force you to sit and consolidate these things, the feelings of it, bring your emotion and how to deal with those things. And so oftentimes, the feminine energy is a healer, but will also invite you to surrender to pain or suffering. And when you're resistant, you'll be demanded to deal with it, i.e., your emotions, the ones that you wish to suppress. And this feminine energy sustains life, but it can also be very destructive. So when you look around you, when we talk about a mother, most people will start saying, well, you're not a mother if you're not a good mother. And people has different definitions for good mother, without understanding that sometimes a mother could look like a bad mother, but when you examine her life and you look at her closely and see the experiences she's had from the time she was born until the time she started having children of her own, some of these women are unable to reconcile some of the suffering, some of the pain that they've gone through, to be able to, and no one is there to teach them how to deal with these things, how to cope with these past hurts. And so we say they're bad moms, they're not good mothers because this or that, but they never got the training and they didn't know how to, merge that feminine and that masculine energy together. And the masculine energy is a different force within you. And a lot of us as women, believe it or not, we tend to work more with the masculine energy, that one where it doesn't attach itself, or it goes out there as opposed to bring in, So this Mother's Day, I want to wish everybody a beautiful Mother's Day. I wish you all the best, those of you who have given birth and those of you who have taken on the role as supporters, niece, aunts, and grandmothers, and sisters and friends, and other people in the world other women in the world who have taken on the role of raising our next generation. Focus your time and your energy in understand the feminine divine within you, and do your best to understand it and to work with it, and to get to a place where we understand as women we are powerful and that we're not weak. It's a lie. Women, we're not weak. When you examine women around the world and the things that we go through as mothers, in whichever role you play as a mother, because we're all mothers. If we're not taking care of our own children, sometimes we're taking care of other people's children, i.e., if you're a teacher, you're a mother to those kids in your classroom. If you're a nurse, you're a mother to the people that come into the hospital waiting for you to take care of them. You're a mother, sometimes playing the role of mother even to your husband. You're a mother to your children that you bring forth. So on this special day, I ask and I encourage you to spend some time in meditation, find out more about the feminine energy, and not giving in to the lies that we're weak and that we should be this way or that way. Because as women, as creative forces, just like Mother Nature, we're able to do great things. We have done great things, and there are even more wonderful, amazing things for us to do in the future. Stay blessed, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day. All the best to you.